Hello, everybody. It's been a trying day. What I am going to do, I doubt if I'll finish it, but I'm determined to start it, is score a scene. I haven't done that for a while, and I thought we'll pick a scene from a movie called Eyes Wide Open, which I scored along with lots of the master students about a year and a bit ago. It's a full-length sort of Bourne-style spy action thriller, suspense, all that kind of thing. It's made by a really talented director, American director living in South Korea, and it's called Eyes Wide Open. So I scored some of the cues and set the sort of scene and the tone of the film, and then we got as many postgrad students on it as possible, so they all kind of got their IMDb credit, and everybody. And the nice thing, because if you do sort of low budget or no budget films like this, if you're doing the whole thing, that's like 2 or 3 months back, and that's a lot of work. Whereas if you can get a little sort of group of you together and everybody's doing like 10 or 15 minutes of it, it's not so much, and everybody gets a great experience and a credit and all the rest of it. So that's how we ended up doing this film. This particular cue we're looking at is... let's turn this off. It's the latter stages of the film, and it's basically an action sequence. It's man doing Tom Cruise running. Look, he's doing good running. He's going fast. Yeah, everybody loves Tom Cruise running. Yeah, like that. I could do that. Okay, so this scene involves... there's an early bit where there's a bit of... We're going to start as we cut to him. So there's a bit of what we call action prep. Not much, actually. And then he's into... Oh, no, he's still action prepping here, isn't he? He's still talking on the phone. Then it kicks off into full action. You wouldn't want to start the proper action back here when he's still talking. Okay, then he's off. So there's no dialogue or sound, so to speak of. So we need a big action chasey moment. Now we cut to woman in car. As you can see, this was right. And then there's a VFX visual effects are going to kick in here, and the car will crash. It hasn't crashed yet. Now, this is really common, where you will start scoring before the final visual effects are done. So, in this particular instance, it's problematic because, okay, cut to green light. We can imagine, but where exactly? Bang! Where is it going to be? You have to sort of decide where that moment. Is that a sound effect there? Let me just have a little. Sort of. But it may not be the kind of thing you want to... we're not Mickey Mouse in this, so it's quite possible we wouldn't need necessarily to hit that, but we'll see. And that's the kind of thing which we might have to change later, because very rare when they give you a lock picture that it really is locked, and you end up changing things right up to the last minute. And then there's this big zoom in, and then he goes... Okay, so that's where we're going to end. So we're going to score this thing up. So when you're scoring an action cue, it's very rare that it's just boom, a big block of action. It always breaks down into little sections. So if we're going to start the cue when we cut to him, there's this little preparatory bit. It's not full action yet.
Okay.
Or whatever's going to go on. This is quite a long bit of action music, which is going in a single direction. Now, you don't want to lose... Okay, the action scene is continuing, so you've got to keep the energy up, even though we're going to something which is clearly lower energy. So, when we get to this bit, when we cut to her, we're obviously going to be pulling quite a lot of stuff out, but we're not going to be dropping back to something which is... We've got to keep the pulse going even though we're dropping the energy level a bit. I have no idea what this is going to sound like yet. The director is quite keen on the whole John Powell Bourne, and I can see where that big hybrid thing, that makes sense. But how do they make it sound a bit different? What's that bird? Ooh, is that? Hang on, just a second. No, it's just a chiff-chaff. It's all right. You join me in the middle of the migration season. It's very, very exciting. You know, we're always looking out the window. Is it a yellow-browed warbler? Is it something exciting? No, it's not. Okay, right. How fast is this going? Now, in the old days, we used to say, oh, Chase is 130, 135. But that seems really leisurely now. I know. If I'll show you what, 135 beats a minute. I've got it set for 150, which I think is more like it. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
You could do it with that, but it just feels a bit under. So I'm going to set it for 150 beats a minute, which is a bit on the breathless side. But that's what we want, isn't it? Now, if I'm assuming... Okay, it's very unusual that you get to this stage of a film without actually having a pretty good idea what the sound of the film is, because this is clearly, what is this, reel 4. So, if I haven't got any idea what the sound of the film is now, I am never going to have it. It's going to be a disaster. But anyway, it's not a disaster, and we're going to do the whole thing in one go. Okay, we're just going to, give this a... Right, with an action scene like this, where am I going to start? Firstly, let's see what... Okay, 150 beats a minute, see what that feels like. Let's go back.
USB에 바이러스가 있었습니다. Yeah. Okay.
As you can probably tell, I'm thinking much more rhythmically right now. So that's probably where we're going to start. And I've got okay, we're going to put some percussion in here. Come on down, LA Modern Percussion. New library. A quick word of explanation about LA Modern Percussion. It's really good. It's sort of... Have I talked about it before? Okay, anyway. You start... As it's mapped across the keyboard with lowest velocity there to highest velocity up here. Or you can play the conventional up there. But this is really good. It gives you a lot of control. And they have a ton of stuff like little flams and rolls and things like that. Tell you what, because we're in Korea, I wonder if there's a point in doing daikos instead of... Yes, there is. I like that. Right. Now, we're going to design a signature rhythm, which is going to run through this whole piece. I'm going to... And it's going to be emphasis like this. It's going to be played in 16ths. So we're going to start... Where are we going to start? Back here. I'm going to do... my traditional thing with I'm going to put it in using step time, because a lot is going to grow out of this, so you better put a bit of effort into making it right to start with. I can start faffing about and adding bits and dropping beats and things, but I think actually I'm going to stick to my guns and do this with 16ths. Okay, interesting. Chop it, dupe it, so I can hear what it sounds like basically as a loop. Okay, I like that. Okay, that is our signature sound, so it's going all the way through. Right, we're going to put a whole load more. We're going to put some more instruments in because I like this. I'm going to start just using LA Modern Percussion. Then I will bring in some other stuff like Strike Force and things like that. Probably master sessions, bit of heaviosity, anything really. Mixing up the libraries with drums does help actually. Now I'm going to move all these down because I'm going to put them all on MIDI tracks. Dunk. Then we're going to give them all separate outputs so we can mix them properly. Right, what are we going for next? Let's go for double fills. Okay, I'm still quite keen to get one of these in if I possibly can because I like them and they. That works. Let's see how that goes. Hang on, let's just. Now I'm going to just bounce that out and line it up. It might not make it, but we'll see. It might be interesting. What can I say? Yeah, but yeah, it's a bit of fun. Okay, so let's see if this works. Let's line it up. It might work, might not. So get it lined tight at the beginning. Okay, yep. Does it for me. Bring it up. Okay, I like that. Right. Good job. Let's I tell you what, let's put the grid back on. I'm going to cut it there because it's, even though I may well drag it out later, it's just going to make it easier to place. Now, I may or may not use this eventually, but we'll give it a go. We don't want it in this. Okay, so look, it's pretty clear what's going on here. So, when does the action actually kick off? 1, 2, 3, boom. Let's just say I'm happy with that. Okay, look, not absolutely convinced yet, but we'll see. It might not be just cut through a. It's not quite cutting through enough as the things. Dole, Dumbeck ensemble. It's not exactly of the region, but I don't care. And I'm going to use the, definitely going to use the, this dynamic thing going on here this time. What I'm going to do, we're going to put a little sort of crescendo in every other bar. So we're going on 16ths. That was really not helpful. Not helpful at all. Sorry. Oh, Guy, what are you doing? Actually, we want it to go. Oh, no, actually, we need to. Okay. I need to put it somewhere else. Not in the right place, really sorry. Boom, 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 boom. What have I done? Where do I want it? Come on, Guy. I told you, if you've had a bad day, it does make you feel better if you manage to start writing. Even if what you're writing might not pass muster in the morning. But there we go. We'll see. You'll be back here with me with a real cup of tea, not cold embers of a cup of tea, and we'll see if any of this actually is still any good. So I'm now going to try and do the... So that's 3 beats, so I'm going to move one back. Oh, it's in the wrong place again. Why can't I just put things in the right place? Okay. Oh, now put it up. What? Oh, in large part. Come on, let's get this game on the road. Where am I going to put it? There. That's going to work when I balance them all up. And I need something else in there as well. Something a bit on the bottom end side. So I could use Grand Casser Ensemble. What's the difference in bass? Oh, because bass drums... Oh, hang on, you're not seeing this, are you? Boom! There we go, let's bring it back. Bass drum ensemble and Grand Casser Ensemble. I think master badges. All ethnic, standard velocity. Ooh. All taikos, all orchestral, all toms and bass drums. Split velocity. Okay, tell you what, let's just give one of these a go and see what happens. What I'm going to do in a minute is split them out onto different... Maybe I'll do it now. No, not yet. I don't really know this library, as you can tell. Now we're going to have a look at the velocities for that. Is this a velocity one or not a velocity one? Oh, let's find out. That's okay. I'll tell you something quite cool to do. I may have done this the other day. Forgive me if I'm repeating myself. Is to use... drum editor, things like this. Let's put some 30 seconds in just at the end to go rum at the end. Could you move the movie out of the way so we can see what we're doing? Yes, of course. Hang on. Phew. Just making sure. Because so many things have gone wrong today, I just wondered if I was capturing the right screen. I've done that before now. I spent hours composing away and realised that you poor lot at home were watching the wrong screen. And it may... Oh, it's just so frustrating, particularly if you've done something quite good. I'll show you now. You're not really hearing that yet. But you will. You will. Because what I'm going to do... Okay, I'll show you how I do this now. Because this is a good moment, maybe. Here we drag it on. What we do is we go down here to the outputs, batch functions, clear output selection and create one individual channel for each loaded instrument. Yes, please. Okay, the rack contains instruments which use multiple output channels. Do you want these merged into individual group? Let me just say yes, because I honestly don't understand the question. Right, now... Let's go into the mixer. See what happens. Is it coming out of different ones yet? Or do I have to add? Okay, what I need to do is add the extra output. Normally there's a little plus button there to do that, and I can't see it. So let me burst into tears. That always works. Oh, of course, I'm not in... Okay. I temporarily got confused because I forgot I was not in Vienna Symphonic Thingybob, which does it a different way. That's why. Now, let's bring it back again. Now have we got separate outputs? Yes, we do. Now each of these are separate, so now I can play with them and go and give these extra bad boys. Let's pan them left and right a bit. So you hear more of it. Turn the click off. Okay. I'm going to pretend I'm happy with that for the moment. I am happy with that. I'm deliriously happy with it. What, that I've written 2 bars of drum music in half an hour? I'd starve if I did that. But it takes a while to get going, you know. This, oh God, is this going to turn into a real epic? Okay, now what we're going to do... okay, I need to make a bit more progress than this. Okay, we're going to do that twice, and each time we're going to... Okay. No, we don't need it twice, do we? Well, that is a terrible choice of instrument. I'm not sure. Nope. I want something, but that's not it. I definitely don't want that drum repeating twice. It's annoying me already, and I've only just put it in there. It's a bad idea. Remains a bad idea. Why that's quite useful, though, is we then need a big doom on the end, don't we? So I'm going to put... How boomy is that? And there's going to be a reversey thing going into it. This is something, it's not a normal Spitfire bass drum. It's a thing called Big Bang, which came with the Bespoke series. When the boys were at good old Spitfire, were just getting going. And some of those early samples remain absolute classics to this very day. And no, you can't go out and buy it. It's okay. So whoosh, we'll put a rev whoosh in here, and effects B. I should be doing this quicker because I suspect this is quite dull. Def sounds. Let's go for a. I don't have to make a new one every time. That's a bit. I'm going to be quick about this. Turn the thing down so I can see where it... That fits almost perfectly. Now... I'm going to... I could spend hours playing with this whoosh. but I'm not going to. I'm going to turn it down a bit, just take the edge off, fade it in a bit later, and call it quits. God, I can't resist it. Where's the whoosh gone? There's there. I'm very fond, as you know, of mid-choppy effects, and I just might chop the whoosh so it does this, or at least some of it. You see, or what you can do, oh God, I said I wasn't going to do this, go down a rabbit hole. Okay, so we're going to bounce this out, which has got the choppy gatey thing on it, and then we're going to use the choppy gatey thing for the second half of the whoosh and a non-choppy gatey thing for the first half. So it's going to go like that. Or no, it's just going to stop and not do it at all. Sometimes, oh no, it's all right. Phew! Oh my lord! The excitement, the tension is my... When did I last save this? Really, when did I last save this? Suppose I've had a wonderful idea. Look. And it crashes. No, it has. It's not crashed. Phew! Oh! Thank goodness for that. Okay, now, so what do we do? If we unmute that, the way this works is, let's take this, I'll take the... I'll take the... There we go, take it off that one. Talk among yourself, I'm just getting rid of the effect. So one of these, the top one has not got the whooshy thing going on. The bottom one does, so we are going to just put the whooshy thing on just for the last beat. And just take, so therefore it now crossfades between the two. Like that. Okay, now... You could put a pitch now something is going to kick in. I think something actually... I'm in two minds as to something kicks in from the very beginning or not. You know, do you know what? This whole video is going to consist of like the first 3 seconds of this section. Oh my lord. I do quite like that though. So now, when you hit that, the nice thing about that is I can now start on with something else. How about something metallic? No, it sounds weird. Pan drum. It's important to listen to rhythmic beats without the click, because the click becomes part of the beat, and you take it out and suddenly it doesn't sound the same. But you do need it in. Is this working? Now, that will work when it's not quite so obviously hang drum, so we're going to put some bits of stuff in there. Bartok pits or Colenu. There. I prefer the way I'm playing it in. I'll change the other one. So it jumps so it's going to go like that. That'll do. And we're gonna, oops. This often happens, doesn't it? It just loses the front one. Oh, I don't know what. Okay. Okay, now let's go up to the whatever it was. What was it called? The hang drummy thing, and change that. There's an easy way of doing this. Hit that and just bring up the parts I'm using. Okay, now I want to go dun 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 dun. Okay, to take that beat out, move that forward. That's that's the rhythm I'm playing with. See if that works. Yeah, that works. There's going to be a bubbly synthy thing in here eventually as well. Then it's going to need something else. I wonder now I've got that extra underneathy thing going on whether this actually will work twice. Now, what am I going to do with this? Save your work. This is where we need something which is going to define what this sound is all about. I'm going to use the piano just to get an idea. Oh, maybe here's an idea. Now, that sounds rubbish. What I was thinking of doing is using that cluster as a note and dropping it into a sampler track and see if I can play something weird with it. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to use the actual little cluster like a single note and then play it on the keyboard. Ta-da! Work of genius? No, just trial and error, hope for the best. Let's see if it works at all. Because okay, why is it doing all this? Because I'm bouncing in from Vienna Ensemble Pro, which is hosting all the instruments. So if we, hang on, let me just quickly cut over. Sting, there you go, look. That is VSL Ensemble Pro with all my instances running across the top. And that's where all the instruments lie. And over here is Cubase. And when you bounce it in, it does this, which is slightly annoying because it bounces every output for that particular instance. So I'm just going to copy that file and then delete the whole lot. And then just copy the other file into a little track down the bottom, and then I can find a way of making something cool happen. Okay, piano, and go paste it in. Right, so we're gonna let's just chop it up like that for a moment, roughly. Now I'm going to put add a track, sampler track, piano, FX, one of them, and I think all I have to do now is drag it in. Let me see. See if I can just drag it in. Does that work? I've done this before. Yes, it does. But you get the whole thing. Okay. So I'm going to set the sample start to there. Where's the sample finish? Actually, does it matter? Because I don't want to fade it. How do I? You'd think I had never done this before, and I haven't. Well, no, I have done it before, but just not very often. Okay, there's the end bit. Oh, that's why it took so long to bounce out, because we, for some bizarre reason, included the entire cue. Right. Oh, this is going to work. It's going to be a bit... Okay, take a bit of... This is definitely going to work. Good. It's not right yet, but it's... You can see how this is going to... Oh, thank goodness I had one good idea today. I'm just going to do it like that and see. I mean, it's see which bits work. It's a bit loud, isn't it? What's going on with me? Quantity. See, I could sample all kinds of clusters, sample piano clusters, therefore become the signature sound, which I might be able to use throughout the film. Okay, it could do with a lot more percussion in there. It could do with something simply bubbling underneath, but this is starting to sound like the business. Let me go for... It's always pitch black now, isn't it? Okay, let me try some bass. I want some basses in there of some description. Maybe... Okay, somewhere in there was a rhythm I like. You only have to get it right once. That one. That's the one. That's the one. Those are the ones I like. Those ones with the double bit at the end. It goes do 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 do. That bit. So just get rid of the wrist. It often happens like this. You know, you're trucking along and it takes a little while before you work out the rhythm when you're playing something, and then later in the piece it's more into... Okay, let's see how this sounds now. Okay, look, it's getting late, but we're coming back to this. You're gluttons. I've been going an hour. An hour. Okay, but I quite like this. I'm starting to feel confident in it. There's lots of things we're going to have to work. It needs to be way bigger, way, way, way bigger. But bigger doesn't necessarily mean... It shouldn't sound more complicated. It just needs to sound bigger. Anyway... Look, it's completely pitch dark. Look, pitch dark out there. Turn the light on. Nocturnal creatures are moving in the night. Right. My little glowing zebras. Thank you for your company. We'll come back to this tomorrow and see if we can't finish it off. Finish me off. Okay, see you soon.